Okay, Hadid family. Um, you've all been getting pummeled. Stalkers, death threats. I had the death threats for 3 or 4 months. That was a weird experience. I can only imagine what you're going through. So, not only do you have your, stalkers and death threats, but then your best friends, like Taylor Swift, have 10 or 20 stalkers, and they're all out. They did what they did. They went to jail for a little while. They had their restraining orders, and they're all out there. None of them are getting any treatment. So, bottom line, um, there's a cure for all this. And so that's what I've been working for 20 years to come together with some people who can make that information heard across the planet. So, over 40 years ago, a bunch of mental health experts came up with the idea of post traumatic stress, and they got that concept established. Jane Fonda was part of that group. Without her, it wouldn't have happened. So I got those people's books here. They know the cure for the problem. So it's a global epidemic affecting almost everybody. It's contagious. So yeah, if you want to get healthy, if you want to get undepressed, I read Bella's whole story about being super depressed for the last 10 years after getting misdiagnosed as having ADHD when she actually has PTSD. Okay, that PTSD is totally curable. The experts know how to cure it. But the cure has been blocked from being even discussed. So it's like, the big challenge we have. Oh, wow, big deal. Let's all come together. There's no Nazis on every corner with machine guns. Okay, what's the worst they can do? Car accident? Okay, drive slowly. Stay at home. We'll come to your house. We'll caravan. All right? We just got a short amount of time to talk about the cure. Okay, let me try to explain the cure. But I got to explain it in a two-way conversation. Okay, that's the problem. I can do it in this video, and I can stick it out there, and then you can say, yes, no, I agree, yes, I don't agree. But if we can sit down together, I got books of all these experts who know about post-traumatic stress. They created the concept. Oprah Winfrey. Let's see. Why was I holding up Danny Trejo and Paris? All right, at the beginning. All right. Both of them went to jail. That's one thing. Palestinians, they're in hell. They're in jail. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, the leaders are the ones that are creating all of these problems. The prison system, the mental health system. Okay, Paris Hilton's trying to fix this mental health problem, and she's working with the senators and Congress people who 16 or so years ago, they had a big hearing on the same problem. Some of them voted to fix it, some of them voted not to fix it, and then they forgot about the whole thing. Okay? They're doing a bunch of other crimes that are even worse. So she's in with the wrong team there. They recently, with her, wrote a bill that does nothing to fix the problem. Okay, here's what's going to fix the problem. Every single one of those kids in those programs, every single one of those kids in foster care gets a multi-million-dollar settlement for the shit they've gone through. Put them back with their family, and they all get family counseling and everything they need to get better. All right? Right back with their families. Okay? Some of their families are getting put in jail for addictions when there's no free mental health care, and then the kids go into foster care. Okay? That's why I was holding this up. Paris Hilton got forced into jail over something really dumb ass. Okay? She didn't like it. Okay, we need to talk to her and hear from her that that was really a wrong thing to do, and we're standing up together to say it's got to stop, and it's got to stop now. Okay, and it's all about those 1%ers, the people in Washington and their buddies who are, wrote all the laws. All right? So, where am I going with this? All right? Let's acknowledge you may be totally overloaded with stress. All right? The solution to that is to come together and intelligently analyze the entire situation. So my father was a pioneer in the field of healthy living. Okay, that was the first thing he would do is it's like a stress evaluation. This is bothering me, this is bothering me, this is bothering me, this is bothering me. And then we come together and we fix the problem. So I'm not going to go on and on. Let me see if I forgot anything. Oh, I got a couple connections to you. So I graduated from Rolling Hills High School. I also attended Mirror Est High School for my first 2 years in Palos Verdes. Attended school at Rolling Hills with Jenna Lyons. She was my sister's best friend in high school. So she's friends with Bella and Gigi, and they were in a couple TV shows, I think, for a few episodes. So they're not close, and since Jenna went on with a whole new, different lifestyle, my sister got married and moved to Texas. They've been in touch. They know each other just a little bit, but that's kind of an interesting connection. So Jenna has an interesting story of being adopted, and it would be interesting to hear about how that was traumatic or not, and what the real story is there. But I've got several financial opportunities that I should mention. First of all, Munib al-Masri, again, I think I mentioned it before. I contacted him because he was speaking a lot about peace in the Middle East and wanted to do something about peace. And so I contacted him. I talked to him on the phone twice and talked thoroughly about, collaborating with him. And then I talked to, this is highly relevant to you, Mr. Hadid. So at the same time, this is 2012. So I contacted the Jewish group Kabbalah Center in Beverly Hills because I'd read some of their documents and I was really impressed. This one document about 2012 about the possibility of global healing. So I contacted the author, and he was a good friend of Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher was going over to Israel and he was concerned about the war situation over there. So I suggested I wanted to bring everybody together with my multi-billion-dollar invention called Starlight to get the whole world's attention about peace. And sent about a dozen emails, which I have here printed out. And then something happened where some woman went over to the rabbi's house, who was the author of this document and who I was trying to work with. This woman went over to his house, got drunk with him, and then, he maybe hit on her, tried to kiss her. Okay, so she left, and then she later accused him of sexual assault merely because he tried to kiss her. That's it. Okay, it was the most ridiculous. You read the whole court transcript. Okay, so he got her into court. The court accepted the case, even though it was totally ridiculous. So he ended up getting slandered. He had to quit the Kabbalah Center. They had about 10 celebrities involved with them. Paris Hilton, there's a long list. Okay. A bunch of them went to jail. Okay. 3 or 4 of them ended up getting arrested for dumb things. Britney Spears, she was interested in it. She ended up going to UCLA after getting harassed. They misdiagnosed her with having bipolar disorder, forced medication, took away her kids, and took away her rights for the next 7 years because of the false diagnosis of a mental illness. Okay, that's exactly what I've been trying to fix. But anyway, this is a pattern. So the Kabbalah Center, they were working with celebrities and they were making a difference in the world. And then, so there's this rotten system of criminals which targets organizations like that and people like that. And so that may be what happened to your family. It's worth considering and